Good morning, my friends. Happy Valentine's Day. As you can see, I'm wearing red. It's a wonderful day. Well, it's not started yet, but it's like 5:45 in the morning. For some reason, I couldn't sleep, so I said, why not make the video today? I was actually going to make it yesterday, but I'm still feeling like jet lag with my travels, so I kind of took it easy. Love it's like a ocean. It is something that you cannot completely grasp. And for me, the biggest thing is love is understanding. If I can understand someone else or something, to me, I have been able to connect with it. Because without understanding, we are not able to connect to one another. And that goes with saying is the commercials and the world displays love as chocolates, lingeries, flowers, and all these things, teddy bears that come into the marketplace to sell us these items to say show your expression to your loved one. But I feel love is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that you live every day. And love, to me, is when I'm able to do something for someone without any expectations or giving it sacrificially. And I know everybody has their own expression of how they want to show their love to their loved ones. And I am not gonna say one is better than the other or one is is not love or whatever. Everybody defines love in their own special way, and that is wonderful because that's what makes us us. And I am a guy who I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here because I know who I am as a person. Is to me, love is something when I love you, when I say I love you, I mean it. I'll do whatever it takes to make your life a better one. Whether if it's giving a gift, a smile, an encouraging word, or whatever it is. Doing things that sometimes make me uncomfortable, that I don't like. It's sacrificial. Of course, I will not break the law for you, or I will do anything that is going to cause harm to someone else. But whatever that is within my power to do something good for someone, I'm going to do that. And to me, that is love. And many times people feel like to them, their love is, I don't have to say it that I love you. I am doing all these things for you. And many times people give a lot of words, I love you, this and that, but they won't even show up at your special moments. They have an excuse. Oh, this happened, that happened. So love is such a balancing thing, and one has to express their love the best way they know. But for me, it goes with, it's a verb, that it's a action. And if I say I love you, I got to show you how I love you. Now, I might not always do things and show the love the way you want me to, but regardless of it, I will give you love within my capacity. And this is something that my wife and we run into, is I am very sacrificial person. My wife, she will sacrifice in her own way. And at times I feel, no, you are not very sacrificing. I feel like, oh, that was your convenience. Now, I could be very wrong about that because I could be hurting her feelings, because that is the capacity of the love she knows how to show me. So it's not only us giving love to our loved ones, it's also receiving love in the capacity that they are giving us. So we sometimes feel like if the present or a gift did not come in nice shiny wrapper, it diminishes its value. But it doesn't, because it's the thought, it's the heart, and what was put into them. And the person who gave, they're not good in wrapping presents. They don't like to wrap presents, but they thought about you and gave you that gift. Thank you. And you receive that with that love. So I personally feel love is it's a layers and layers and layers. It's bottomless pit kind of a thing. And if we can understand one another, the love just magnifies. And whether you're a Christian, Hindu, Muslim, whatever you are, I would really, really want you to, even if you're an atheist, I'm sure you read a good book, and Bible is a good book. I would say is just go one time and read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And it talks about love. And it's so profound. And I try to live my life on that very understanding of love, because I won't go into it right now, all of it, but it is not envy. It doesn't boast about itself. It is forgiving. It doesn't keep up records of all wrongdoings. And some of those nuggets, it's not selfish, it's sacrificial. And when you read that, you find the whole understanding of what love is. And that's why love is a lifestyle. It's a daily lifestyle. How we interact with one another, how we walk into a store when there is a huge line, and we are in a hurry too, but like we prefer somebody else. Okay, you go ahead, and giving you like our trip right now. We were in. I will share my videos later on that. Is I have been to Italy twice. My wife has been to Italy once. And Italy is a country that my wife loves very, very much. And I am the guy, I'm an explorer. I want to see as many countries I can. And whether call it, it's a passion, it's a quest, whatever you may label it as. That's something is very dear to me. And each time I'm spending money to go, I want to see something new. I don't want to go to the same country unless I go to see my family, which is in UK and India. But my journey, at some point, I may take a break and see some country. My wife loves Italy so much, I gave up the opportunity to go see something else. And I took her to Venice. And the whole point of that was because we were celebrating our anniversary. Her birthday is tomorrow, and it's Valentine's Day. To me, I love her more than myself. So I felt I should do this for her. Because who knows what happens tomorrow? I could die. And I want her to be a memorable one. That, hey, my husband took me to Italy when he could have gone somewhere else, and we could have seen, and she would have been fine with it. But I know what she loves. And I am the person, if I know what you love and we are connected, I will do whatever it takes to make that happen for you. I'll tell you, my wife was very pleased. She was very thankful. She kept on hugging me and kissing me. She says, honey, you have, made one of my dreams come true, the bucket list. This was the first on my bucket list to come to Venice and be here and experience it. And it made me so happy. It gave me immense joy to see her that I gave something she really wanted. Now, that was on my expense, that I gave up something I wanted. You see, so the sacrifice on that was, I'm going to let you have this moment because I love you. You mean something to me. And that is something that is failing in today's world. We are so caught up in what I want, what is. We all need to self-love first. If we don't love ourselves, we are not in the capacity to love others. So self-love is that. But there is a fine line between self-love and narcissism. It's about me. It's about me. And that takes us away from what actually love is. Love is kind. Love is generous. Love is all those things. When we love somebody, when we say to somebody, we love you, we are saying that your imperfections are okay because I still love you, because I am not perfect either. And you love me in my imperfection, so I want to give that back to you. Now, I met this lady in Croatia. We took a day trip to Croatia, and I'm going to put her interview after this because I don't want this video getting too long. But I will do my trip to Croatia by itself. But I want to put this video in because I met her on the train, and I'm a person, if I can connect with you, I will do everything in my power to connect with you and be friendly. And it happened to be, we met on the train going to the square. We didn't know where we were going because it planned off cuff, just spontaneously. I asked her, I said, where do I go to? Somebody said number 6 is this, and where do I get off? And she said, I'll show you. And we went on the train, and I started to talk to her, and she said she was going to a rally, to a protest. And we started to talk about it. And the conversation just struck on its own to where she said she understood that we were from America. And she said, America wants to tell everybody else how they should be living in freedom and this and that, what right do they have? And she was not aiming at me, but she was just making a point. And started to find out more about it. She had a kind of socialist views, and I'm a capitalist. And I said to her, she said, people are stupid. And I said, people have different of opinions, and that's okay, And she says, but people don't care, and this, and they just go aimlessly in life. And I said, well, what could you do to make a difference? And I said, can't you and I make a change here? And she says, I don't believe that there's nothing we can do. We cannot do anything. And later on, I found out she was a journalist, a retired one. And more so she was 81 years old. And she was looking fabulous. I would have never guessed she was 81 years old. Then I said, you know what? I would like to interview you. I just want to know your thought, pick your brain. And she said, well, I have to go to this rally, so I can't talk to you. I took a picture with her, and I said, hey, sorry, we can't connect, but I really enjoyed talking to you. I did not agree with her viewpoints. I was not happy about how she felt about, capitalism, because she's like, people are greedy and so forth. and I looked at myself. I'm a capitalist, but I love people. I care for people. And so with that knowledge, we just parted. For some way, my wife and I were exploring the city, and we came together. She saw us on the street, and she says, hey guys, I said, how was the protest? And the whole protest was about a journalist who died because he was not getting enough financial support from the government as a retired person. And so they were protesting against the government for not taking care of their citizens and so forth, and stuff like that. And not, there were a lot of different issues attached to it. But anyway, she said, oh, the protest went fine and stuff like that. She says, hey, we are going to go for a coffee. Would you like to join us? I said, wow, sure. And so my wife and I, we went ahead and we sat there and had a cup of coffee, and you will see the interview with her and with her two other friends. What I learned is we had such a difference of opinion, different aspects of understanding life, but I was fascinated by her because she was fighting for a cause, what she felt was true to her. She loved who she was, she loved where she was, and she wanted to stand up for what she believed. We all feel that way. If all of us get together and do small things to understand one another and make a difference in the world, a drop in the bucket. She says a drop in the bucket is not going to make a difference. I said, well, at least you're trying. You're trying to make it. Even one person, if I touch with my kindness and generosity, and they are changing, they will do the same to somebody, and there's a chain reaction to that. And she says, you are too young. You are too hopeful. And true, I was young. I'm younger than her. I'm 53, but I'm younger than her. So she was looking at, you're just a kid. You haven't seen life. And I'm sure she has seen the, communism or socialist movement, whatever she came from, or she still has that little bit of that mindset, because Croatia is no longer that, and it has joined European Union. But just for me to express my love to her I did my job. And she reciprocated that. She offered me coffee. She paid for it. I was going to pay for all of them, but she paid for us. And I was blessed. The love and kindness shown, it is shown in a very different way. She spoke to me. She gave me 10 minutes of her time. Well, we sat there for a little longer, but the interview is about 10 minutes. And you will see that. And I want you to know that it was one of the fascinating experiences for me to connect with somebody who thinks totally different than me, is very pessimistic. And that's not my words. Those are her words. And I am optimistic. We are just like opposite. We are like oil and water, and we were still able to sit down, have a cup of coffee, and have a conversation. I was willing to listen to her, not agreeing with her, not following her thought process, but having a civil conversation, having a cup of coffee, and talking about life. So love has no boundaries. We create boundaries, and that's why we face problems in today's world. So on this Valentine's Day, I want to share something deep. And I will be talking a little bit more about love in, next few days, because this subject is just not a 20-minute, 30-minute, or even an hour. So it is very, very long, and it's a layer. It's like cabbage, and it's like rose. They both have layers. Cabbage, you cook it, it has a distinct smell that not very many people like. It doesn't give a greatest odor, but it's healthier for you. It's great and it's delicious. I love cabbage. And roses, my wife loves roses, right? And it's got fragrance, it's beautiful, it's delicate. But in cabbage, there is this hard core, and then in roses, it comes with the thorns and the stem, Now, we can take the stem out and keep the roses. We can take the core out and enjoy the cabbage. And that's with life. Things that don't serve our purpose, we can discard them. But things that are valuable, enjoy it. Don't throw baby with the bathwater. So basically, today you're loving your spouse, your children, and you give them candies and you tell them how much you love them. That's wonderful. I love it. I enjoy it. I don't participate in the holiday. But if you are not able to do that every day, live a lifestyle of love, then that's something we all need to work on. And I'm still working on it every day. There are days I don't feel very loving and kind of, have a bad day, and I have to rise above that and say, despite of this, how can I love you? How can I show my kindness to you? And that is what, and I'm the guy I'm spiritual, I believe in Jesus, I'm a Christian. So I take Jesus's example that what he did on the cross, he sacrificially died for me so I could have freedom. The religiosity that is in the world today puts me in a bondage, do's and the don'ts, and they create these 10 commandments on me and say, you got to live by these rules. But God has set me free, and his love sets you free. Love is freedom. It's of expression of how you feel. A lot of people, like I said before, they give lingeries and so forth. Those are all great, wonderful that you are, it's just an expression of your love. But what you do is on daily basis, if your wife is extremely tired, are you giving her a foot massage? Are you giving her a back rub? Your husband is extremely tired and say, I have no strength. Are you able to go and mow the lawn? Maybe you may not have the strength and you don't have the capacity to. Can you get somebody to come out and do it and pay them? So there are things, the gestures that can be done. But when we don't do all those things and don't live that life, then this is just a holiday. This is just a person who's celebrating a day, and you know what? Somebody else is making money off of your expression. But the true value is when you do something good for somebody from your heart, and that is to do sacrificially. Even if at times you don't like it, you don't want to. I'm going to do this because I love you. And that's what Jesus did, is he said, you should be on the death row. You should be paying for the crimes you committed. But I am going to lay down my life and give you that pass. How many times we are doing that for our friends? We are giving them a pass. Like, you did this against me. Our spouses, our friends, our neighbors, our family members, or our politicians, can we give them a pass? So love is such a beautiful thing that God created, and it's within us. We are the expression of his love. So remember, you are an expression of his love that we lives on this earth. And this can only grow stronger, powerful. And when we express that love to everyone, we are going to become great human being. Because love is what is the bridge to the society. And by this, I would say is have a wonderful day with your family, with your friends, or whoever you're going to spend time with your spouse. Make it a memorable one, and let them know it's not just today I'm showing and expressing my love to you. It's the every day, every minute, every hour. You are on my mind. You are a part of me. And because you are part of me, I love you, because I love myself, and so I love you. And that was the greatest commandment that Jesus gave, is love thy God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. If you're able to love yourself, you will be able to love others. Have a wonderful day. Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to try and make something special for my wife. I have given all this, and I asked her, what does she want? She says, I got it all. I don't need anything. So we'll see what happens. We'll let things unfold as it goes. But thank you for watching, and do watch this interview and see that my viewpoints and her viewpoints were totally different, but yet we could sit down and have a conversation. Friends, I'm here in Zagreb, Croatia, and I'm with this beautiful lady.
Hello. Hello.
Sonia, your name?
Nela.
Sanya?
No.
No, sorry.
No. Alexandra.
Alexandra.
And I'm Sonia, not Sanya.
Sonia.
Sonia.
My apologies. So, as we have corrected the names, it is wonderful to be here. I can't believe I met her at the train station, and she helped us get to the town center. And here we are, and we have become friends, and they invited us to have a cup of coffee. So here it is. So today, as with the channel being relevant, I'm going to ask Sonia a couple of questions about what is life like, and she has lived life more than I have, and her perspective of what her life has been, and how does she depict now, and what could we do to make some changes. So Sonia, my first question is, you don't look with the age you has told me. I will not disclose your age unless you say it's okay. Can I disclose your age?
Of course.
Can you believe she's 81? I can't believe. I hope I am like her when I reach her age. She looks beautiful, vibrant, and her profession was a journalist. She was a journalist, and she spent some time in US, and here she is. And you know, sometimes God makes it work such a way that we meet people we never know who become lifetime friends. And it looks like I've found new friends, and it's wonderful. Sorry. Sonia, I had a question. The first one is, you have lived life so much, and you have seen the world more than I have. So I'm just a young buck. But how do you see life has changed from the time yours to now? How would you say how has it changed?
I would say it's worse.
It's worse.
When I was young, I strongly believed that the synergy of the world, of our generation, after the Second World War generation, that we will change the world, that there will be no poor people, not unhappy people, no suppressed people, and nothing happened. We also believed there would be no wars.
Right.
But we live in permanent war. That's the time, all my life, there is some war going on in some part of the world. That makes me very unhappy.
Yes.
So I think that my generation hasn't fulfilled its expectations and its goals.
Right.
Well, we can take the mantle. Try to finish that. We can try.
So, in your heart, what do you think we could do to make a difference in the world? What's your perspective?
I'm very pessimistic.
Okay.
I'm very pessimistic, and if I say that we need a complete change, if I may use the word revolution, what sounds terrible for many years, but with that system which prevails in the world now, this hard capitalism with such strong differences between classes, nations, poor, rich, I don't see the exit. We can make some small repairs, but I don't see the solution.
You don't see the solution. So, if I may, I would ask you is, where does love fit in all this? You think people have lost love, or why do you
No,
think
people
it is?
haven't lost love. That is what makes us alive and happy.
Right.
I was in spite of these bad things, I was always happy in my life.
Right.
I had a beautiful life with my family, children, grandchildren, and my friends. Above all, friends are very important.
Amen. Yes.
And so I disapprove, for instance, that young people are so much linked to internet and
Social media.
social network, and they lose this personal contact.
I agree. We all have kind of lost to that. So you think the love is still there. So you think it could be a mindset that people carry that has made them the way they are, that they don't want to change?
I'm sorry.
You think the mindset, people have this mindset, oh, I'm going to do it my way or it's not going to work. You think that's what's making the wars and problems? You think?
No, that doesn't make the problems.
Okay, so what do you think
The
causes?
wars are made out of interests of those who are rich and powerful. So that's the
for the
root of-
personal gain.
That's the root of the evil, not what is in our mind. Our mind should be, we should be all more clever and think very well when we vote for presidents, for government, for parliament. We should have more knowledge and be more conscious about all problems of humanity today.
Very good, very good.
So that is what lacks, because all the brains are washed up all over the world. We believe what we are told to believe in most cases. That is why we vote for wrong persons and we have wrong rulers, and that doesn't help. That doesn't lead us to a solution.
So do you, what's in your heart, what would you like to see the ultimate solution that could help the world? What would you like to see, how people be different?
I would like to see less rich people and more rich people, in fact. That's it.
Everybody be rich.
Less poor
Equality.
and less rich. Not equality. I don't. I'm not a dogmatic in a sense of communist ideas that we all should be equal. But that every person has a decent life and the same chances at the beginning, and it doesn't happen.
Wow.
I don't like the idea that, for instance, in the States, if you are not rich, you can't study, or you should take credit loan and finance your study. That is terrible.
Work your way up and like the government should help. What would you say? Free education.
Free education
Gotcha.
on every level. Free education, free healthcare. That is essential right of people.
Well, I think you have given a valuable information according to your perspective, and I think I respect that. I may not agree with everything, but I'm so happy that I was able to talk to you and understand, because we all need to understand one another, and I think this is a treasure for me to be here with you and listen to you. It's wonderful. I want to end by saying this is, if you had to redo your life again, if you had to do, what would you tell somebody who has made a mistake, or your younger self, what you wouldn't do again if you had to?
I think I will change everything.
Right. Because we can always correct our mistakes,
I
correct?
behaved according to my possibilities, to my knowledge, and I had made a career which I wanted to make in as a journalist. I was correspondent from China. I traveled a lot, and I feel myself as a fulfilled person.
Awesome. That is wonderful. So there are no regrets.
No regrets.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sonia, for your lovely
welcome.
time. I am so happy to have met her. She is so inspiring, and I really am saying I need to find the secret of her youth, because once I do, I'm gonna sell that and make some money because she is so vibrant. She's so lovely. Oh yeah, go ahead. So it was a great time to spend, to have listened to her and understand. So thank you guys for listening. If you like this video and you think it has benefited you, please subscribe and share. Give it a thumbs up and let the world know love conquers it all. Let me know your feelings on love and what you think about love and how you express it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, and it would be awesome to understand each other and learn from each other. So thank you for watching this, and have a wonderful day. Happy Valentine's Day again. Take care.